There's a house hidden deep in the woods of upstate New York. It doesn't appear on most GPS systems, and when it does, the pin vanishes the moment you start your route. The locals call it Briarcliff Manor, but those who've been inside, those who made it out, call it something else.
The woods are just creepy. That's really what I wanted to share.
They say the house is alive. It doesn't just creak, it breathes. It doesn't just echo, it whispers. And when the sun sets behind those rotting walls, the house begins to hunt. No one knows exactly when the curse began. Some say it started before the house was even built, when townspeople buried plague victims in unmarked graves, covering the truth with lies and soil. When Henry Callister, a wealthy railroad magnate, built Briarcliff in 1859, he thought he was building his legacy. What he really did was build a home atop the dead. The first family to live there vanished in 1861. Not long after, a housemaid reported seeing a woman in a red dress standing at the end of the upstairs hallway every night at 3:13 a.m., always with her back turned, never moving, never speaking. The maid left the house one morning, still in her nightgown, and walked straight into a frozen lake. Witnesses say she was smiling the whole time. Over the years, the manor changed hands. Families moved in, drawn by the price, always suspiciously low. None stayed longer than a few months. Some left in the middle of the night. Some were never seen again. In 2017, the Hollow family, Ryan, Melissa, and their 2 kids, bought the house during the height of their YouTube success. They wanted a content goldmine, something that would make the algorithm bleed views. Their series was titled Haunted House? We Bought It Anyway. The first few videos were lighthearted. Melissa joked about creaky stairs and dolls that moved. Ryan filmed drone shots of the fog rolling across the overgrown lawn. But slowly, their tone changed. Strange things began to happen on camera. In one video, Ryan walks through the hallway and closes a door behind him. The video was edited and uploaded, but viewers noticed something chilling. When he closes the door, a mirror catches the reflection of a third child, one that wasn't there when they filmed. Comments flooded in. Fans begged them to leave, but the Hollow family brushed it off. Then came the live stream. They were sitting around a fire pit outside, answering subscriber questions. At exactly 3:13 a.m., Melissa froze mid-sentence, turned to the camera, and started speaking in fluent Latin. Ryan thought it was a prank, until their daughter began to cry uncontrollably. The livestream cut to black. The next day, their channel went dark. No more videos. No responses. A neighbor called the police after seeing the family car still parked out front for 5 days. Inside, the house looked untouched. Food was left on the stove. Phones were charging. Clothes were folded neatly on beds. No sign of struggle. No bodies. Just one thing, scrawled in black ash across the living room wall: do not turn around. The case was never solved, but it wasn't the first time Briarcliff swallowed people whole. Months later, paranormal investigator Maya Lane, known for her methodical, science-based approach, arrived with her crew. She was skeptical, logical, but she had read everything: the Hollow case, the suicides, the whispers about the red-dressed woman. She wanted answers. So, she brought gear: EMF detectors, thermal cams, audio recorders. They planned a week-long lockdown. They lasted 3 nights. The footage retrieved from their static cameras was fragmented but disturbing. In one clip, Maya stands in front of a bookshelf, reading a diary they found sealed in the wall. She suddenly turns to the camera and says, "She's not trapped here. We are." In another clip, her assistant Rachel is seen digging frantically in the basement, whispering, "It's under us. It's underneath all of us." On the 4th night, the team's audio devices picked up a new voice. Not theirs. Not human. The voice whispered one phrase over and over: "Finish the house." That morning, Maya was found just outside the front gate, barefoot, bleeding, and covered in claw marks, none of which were made by human hands. When police asked what happened inside, all she said was, "It made us dig. It wants out." They took her away. Most people assumed the story would end there, but Briarcliff wasn't done. In 2020, a man named Dylan Reese, an urban explorer and aspiring TikToker, snuck into the mansion with a GoPro strapped to his chest. His video, titled 24 Hours in the Most Haunted House in America, has been viewed over 30 million times. The footage starts normally. He jokes about creaky floors, fake blood, influencer clout. But at the 11-minute mark, things change. He finds a mirror room in the attic, identical to the one the Hollow family filmed in years prior. As he walks past the mirrors, his reflection stops moving. Then it smiles. Dylan backs away. You hear him whisper, "That's not me." He drops the camera as loud footsteps rush toward him. He was never seen again. But someone, no one knows who, found the GoPro by the front gate and uploaded the footage to his account. That night, 5,000 of his subscribers received a push notification they didn't expect. She's coming. Authorities tried to demolish Briarcliff in early 2023. A demolition crew arrived at dawn with bulldozers and equipment. They started with the west wing. The moment the first wall came down, every worker on site received a call, no number, just static and whispering. One man collapsed after seeing something in the rubble, a mirror, buried face down. On the other side, his own reflection stood smiling, but the reflection was missing eyes. They stopped the demolition. The site was sealed. A few months later, an anonymous envelope was mailed to the Cold Hollow Historical Society. Inside, a VHS tape labeled "Only Watch." It had no postage, no fingerprints. The footage is grainy, black and white, dated over 50 years ago. It shows a family in the living room of Briarcliff, laughing, reading, playing piano, but this was decades before any family was documented living there. At the end of the tape, each family member turns to face the camera one by one. Their faces are smooth, blank, no eyes, no mouths, no noses, just pale, stretched skin where their features should be. Then the camera flips around. For one brief second, you see the person holding it. It's you. They say Briarcliff Manor doesn't want visitors. It wants witnesses. It doesn't want to be destroyed. It wants to be remembered. And if you've heard this story, if you've listened this far, maybe the house has already found you. Because every story told about Briarcliff is another brick placed in its foundation. And now that you know the truth, it's only a matter of time before you hear it too. The knock. 1, 2, 3, 13. And if you're brave enough to return, hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell, because we have more haunted houses, cursed objects, and terrifying true tales coming your way. But remember, some stories don't just stay with you, they follow you.